Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to a Q&A with Daniel the Demon Slayer. Is that is that who we're
Or,
live with here?
or as some people are calling it, the brother of Melvin, brother of the Joker. That's my favorite. That's the favorite one I've been seeing.
Yeah, that's good. I
As
like
soon as
that.
I
I like
saw
that
that,
a
I'm
lot.
like, that's really good.
I do like that. I like that a lot. But yes, hello everyone. Welcome on in. I don't know if you know, but we are aware of the fact that Doug was on Smiling Friends on Sunday.
Or is it Monday morning? Make sure Monday. It says at
Ooh,
midnight. I mean, here
wow.
was Sunday, but
Right, but whatever.
yeah.
Um, anyway, thank you all so much. I see we're already on Twitch in a level 4 hype train, and YouTube, y'all are just tossing out these super chats. Appreciate all of your support, everyone. We are going to go over the rules so that we can start answering your questions, whether they be for Doug or Melvin or Daniel. We'll field them all right?
Or Heather, sister of Shigo from Kim Possible. I don't know.
I'll take it. I'll be Shigo's sister. Sure, why not? Anyway, first and foremost here, we give priority to the bit messages and super chats since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, sometimes we have a chance to look at chat and look at either highlighted questions on Twitch or other regular messages over on YouTube. But that generally doesn't happen until the end of stream. On the YouTube side of things, we prioritize super chats that are $5 and over just because we do have a large volume of questions that are coming in. So we're going to prioritize reading those that are $5 and over. And again, if we have time, we'll go back and read the ones that are lower than $5. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it, and no one wants that, so just don't do that. We do get behind on bit messages and super chats. There's no reason to repeat your bit messages or your super chats. I know that's kind of new sometimes on the YouTube side of things with super chats. If your super chat disappears from pinned on the top, that does not mean that we are not going to read it. I have a list. We will get to it. You do not need to repeat your super chat or your bit message. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we are going to lose the point and then we don't have time to repeat it. So it is what it is. Short and to the point is better. No spoilers, please. Although I guess we've already spoiled that Doug was on Smiling Friends, so
I mean,
darn.
it was the big epic reveal. I mean, I was Kaiser Soze
today. So. Right. So no spoilers on any of the latest and greatest. I was gonna say on Furiosa, like I don't know how her story ends. Like I haven't seen Fury Road.
Oh, well, there you go. So no spoilers on Furiosa or Fury Road. No spoilers on Garfield, man. Come on, will he get the lasagna? Will he still not like Mondays?
We'll never know. We'll never know. All right, cool. I think that's everything. I feel like I missed something, but I think that's everything.
I think we got it.
All right. Cool. Great. Awesome. Let's do it. Oiram, thank you for the 500 bits. Okay, Daniel, I mean Doug, you got to give us this juicy details about your recent cameo. How did it come about? Did you have an input of the character or a chance to ad-lib any unused footage? Did you make the costume or did they provide it for you or allowed to reuse the costumes or is it Smiling Friends exclusive? This is a good time for me to remember the rule that please keep it to one question per message.
So was that the one we missed? Because now I'm wondering, like, did we say? Okay.
Yes, that is.
I'll give a
just tell us a little bit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit. They asked a while ago. I was even looking back the old email, seeing how long ago it was, and it was like January of last year. So it was a while. I mean, the shows take a long time to make, especially shows with different types of animation, everything. And yeah, I had to talk with Zach and Mike, and they were just so nice. They were so nice, and they just said, yeah, we just want you to play yourself. I mean, like, you have, and maybe change it up a little bit. And we did a bunch of different sets and costumes, and this is so good, this is so good, and stuff. And finally, they're just like, yeah, that looks good. Go ahead and film it. And yeah, they're just like, just do your normal voice. And yeah, I did a few little bits of improv, but again, they're only 11 minutes, and they probably weren't funny anyway, so they're not in there. But in the extended edition, the 11-minute to 12-minute edition, maybe you'll see my improv there. But no, it was really really cool, and yeah, it was hard being quiet about it too, because people are always like, "You gonna be on Smiling Friends? You gonna be on Smiling Friends?" I was just like, "Oh, if they ask, who knows?" Because they said we want to keep it a secret, we want to keep it a surprise. So yeah, I had to kept playing dumb.
Oyram, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm surprised you didn't make a joke about Dakota Johnson's family lineage being the daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie Milk Money Griffith, and the granddaughter of Tippi Hedren. It might explain Dakota's acting skills in quotation marks.
I always feel bad because I haven't seen her in anything good yet, but I also have seen her in a lot of stuff. I think I've seen the review where she's not in like she's in stuff, but she's not like the main character, and I don't remember her being bad in them. So it is one of those things where I'm like, okay, I feel like it's not fair to judge her on two terrible movies. Like, if she's gonna be bad, she should be bad in a good film. You know what I mean? Like, that's the real judging. It's like, okay, is this person bad? We know she's bad in bad movies, but is she good in good movies? You know what I mean? Because that could just be bad directing.
Oyram, thank you for the 500 bits. Speaking of Madam Web, things are not looking too great for the summer. What was for Disney in 2022 and 2023 could be the rest of Hollywood in 2024. Sure, there might be a few exceptions, but even those don't feel like guarantees at this point. Not even Deadpool and Wolverine?
I was going to say, there's a couple I think are going to do good. I think that'll do good. I get a feeling Inside Out 2 will do good. I could be wrong, but, I think the thing about if you're going to do something that's all... I keep saying the big thing is you have to innovate again, because we have constant content everywhere. So there really has to be a reason to go to the theater. And for me, I love Fury Road. I love that world. But I think for the common person, it's a prequel. So they're not going to be like, oh, what's going to happen to her? Well, they know where she's going to end up. And the style of it, too, looks like the style of Fury Road, which for me, that's enough. But it's not for a lot of people. So, and same thing with Garfield. Oh, Garfield's eating lasagna and, saying good grief. What does he do? No, he kicks Odie and stuff like that. It's like people want something new. I hate to say it, movies have to try harder now. And in my opinion, they should do cheaper budgets. I don't know why every movie has to be $1 bajillion, especially right now when they're struggling. So I think they can make movies smarter, not necessarily richer.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Who do you think is Pixar's blandest protagonist?
Oh, man. Maybe Lightyear in the reboot quill make, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm trying to go through like other characters, like even ones I really don't like. I'm like, nah, but there was like a bit of an arc and everything. There's something a little interesting. I'm just like, yeah, there's really nothing to Lightyear. Even when they tried to give him so much, it's like, yeah, he was still pretty boring.
Oyram, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, I've been hearing through the grapevine that some people don't want their children to watch Inside Out 2. It's because they have trepidation about the character anxiety, saying it's a condition rather than an emotion, and they feel it's too adult of a topic to market to young children. Thoughts?
It seems to be on the rise, and I think we've created an environment where it's very easy for it to be on the rise. So I'll say this, depending on what they say about it, which I'm assuming they're gonna say it's an okay part, this happens, it's okay to feel it and stuff like that. I don't think anxiety is going to be like the enemy. It's going to be like the antagonist, if that makes sense. But they'll probably shake hands and make up at the end, and figure out a way to, live with it, deal with it and everything. So I think it makes sense. My one fear is that that's going to be kind of like the new buzzword or the new like buzz topic that everyone's going to talk about. Anxiety in kids, which it's not a bad thing to talk about. It's really not. Like, it is really on the rise. But again, it's kind of like the rainforest in the 90s or something like that. Like, it's just kind of the hot topic. It's going to be talked about so much that people are going to be sick of it. That's my one fear of it. But no, I think right now in the current state of the world and technology and people staying home a lot more and stuff like that, I think it's a very valid thing to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, cartoons and TV shows and stuff have been dealing with heavy topics for a long time. It feels unreasonable to be like, you can't talk about, because anxiety is an emotion as well, but there's a separate thing of anxiety that's a condition. Like, that's a whole nother conversation about, language, but...
But that's a good thing to point out. It definitely is.
Yeah. Nerdy, thank you for the 500 bits. Hello, Madam Doug. Do you think you'll ever do a review on the even Star Trek movies or even the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies?
I've thought about it because I am like, there is a lot to talk about. Obviously, I like them. They're the good, the good movies. maybe I'll do like a month on them or something like that. I don't know. I've thought about it before. We'll see.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Caligula 1979? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I want to because I know it's Brad's favorite movie. I've always been curious to check it out. It never looked like, back then at the beginning of this job, it didn't look like my thing. But now that I'm just getting more and more into just crazy, what the hell were they thinking movies, I do kind of want to check it out more. And I love Malcolm McDowell too. So I don't know. I got to borrow Brad's version.
It'll be a sad day if Brad's kid sees it before you do, Doug. No.
That's a good point.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Are you a betting man, Doug? If you can get through my tongue twister one time, I'll super chat $20. If not, you would include Black Nerd in February Tropic Thunder review.
I can't make that promise, but I will try. Now, keep in mind, I can't look at it on the screen, so it'll have to be something where Heather says it to me, and I'll try to remember it and say it back as quickly as possible.
89 Sigma, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mr. Walker, I was wanting to ask you, do you believe that there was real effort in the Flash movie, put into the Flash movie, despite the flaws like the CGI?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't want to say I'm one of the few that liked it. I think there was a fair amount that did, but yeah, obviously it didn't do well at the box office. But no, I thought there was a lot of effort. I mean, even with the effects, we make fun of the effects, but I think you look at, Ezra Miller talking to themselves, I think that's how you say it. And I thought that was very, very impressive. Like, it looks like there's really, two people there in every single shot to a point I didn't even think about it. And even outside of that, I think there's ideas. I think there's emotions. I get why some people don't like it and they don't think it entirely works. I understand that, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, so Doug, the next message is the
Tongue twister.
I don't know if you're going to be able to just say it.
Remember
I
it?
sent you a picture of it as well.
Oh, okay. What, on my phone?
Yeah,
or-
on your phone. I just texted you a picture.
Why haven't I gotten this yet?
I don't know.
It might be going slow.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll just wait for it to come in. We'll go to maybe the next one here.
Okay. All right. I mean.
Oh, wait. Here it is. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. The
Debbie Dairy Berry had a cherry in January.
Okay.
Super scary. Terry, Jerry, oh, contrary, oh, my canary, fairy, Larry.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty good what you just did. Can you just take it there? Okay, let me see. And I still got the brain fog and everything, so reading isn't the easiest for me. But let me see if I can do it. Debbie Dairy Berry had a cherry in January. That's very scary. Terry, Jerry, oh, and contrary, my canary, fairy, Larry. And then it.
Then it says, go ahead and contact Black Nerd and Malcolm.
Oh, okay. I mean, does that count? I think it's not okay.
I mean, I think the only thing that you did was contrary, I don't know, was a little odd, but you did a good job, Doug. You did well for your brain fog.
Oh, I thought, on this thing, it's so small, it looks like contrary.
Gotcha.
So that's it. It's the phone's fault. I don't know. Either way, it's good.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Why do you think Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome 1985 is better than the first two movies?
Well, I totally get when people, it's a little bit pick your poison. I mean, now I like Fury Road the most out of all of them, but I don't know. I didn't know where it was going. I thought it was the one that kind of explored the most. I love that town they go to. I love Turner in the movie is amazing. I love Master Blaster. I love the Thunderdome. There was so much to love in that movie. I was really surprised when I found out that was like the black sheep. Yeah, well, most people don't care for that one. I'm like, really? Now, I will say this too. I think that was my first Mad Max movie as well. That could play a part in it. But yeah, I like them all, and they're all kind of different in different ways. But yeah, I really like that one.
Noff, thank you for the 57-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. What is happening, y'all? My question, what are your favorite movie soundtrack songs to listen to? Mine are songs from Godzilla 1998 and Little Nicky.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to think what has Space Jam actually has a really good soundtrack.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah. Actually, Batman Forever has a pretty good one. Both Blues Brothers movies have wonderful soundtracks. I mean, the second movie's awful, but the soundtrack's really good. I guess that's a couple.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who would you say is your favorite Smiling Friends character besides Daniel the Demon Slayer, of course?
Oh, what's his name? Alan. I really love Alan. I just love how he both doesn't care, yet you can also tell he would probably do something awful in a heartbeat too, without caring. I love whenever he laughs, that big when he leans back and the mouth gets really big like that. I love that. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. You said it would be funnier in Road to El Dorado if there were 20 spears pointed at Tulio. Disney did too, since that's precisely what the tavern guys in Tangled did to get Flynn singing I've Got a Dream.
Oh, I didn't know there was a connection. Well, maybe it didn't make me laugh there either. I don't know.
Ymir, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey y'all, my wife and I just started watching X-Men 97 and her only prior exposure were the live action films. What do you think the films did better
than
the
97? Cartoon? I mean, there's some things where I will admit just the advantage of being live action sometimes is enough. Seeing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, it was mind-blowing to me. Seeing Kelsey Grammer as Beast is same thing. I mean, and even though they didn't do the character very well, seeing a live action Psylocke was really, really cool. So, yeah, I'm sure there's one or two things. Brian Cox was a pretty fun villain too. I thought choosing him to be one of the baddies was pretty awesome. You know, even though it was in no, they did in the other films. Colossus, seeing him in live action was also really cool. So yeah, I know it sounds strange, like just being live action, that's it. But it's like sometimes that there is a lot of value to that as well.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on Michael Cusack's character Mammon in Hell of a Boss? Mammon? I don't know if I remember who that is.
Mammon. Oh, there it is. There was Hell of a Boss. There we go. Oh, this was like the
in Lululand.
Jester character, yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, I remember I do remember this character. I mean, I thought it was kind of fun, sort of the big, you know, a-hole running everything and stuff like that. I mean, those characters are usually pretty fun. Again, just the drawing style on him was very, very cool. I liked him. You know, I wasn't like blown away by him or anything, but yeah, no, I thought for what the story needed and everything, he's a pretty cool character.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. I agree about the smooth Marge Simpson hair motion intro is great. Another smoother animation change example is Luce and Amity's first kiss in Owl House.
Yeah, there's a lot of those shows, that and Gravity Falls and stuff, even though I said, you know, they're a little bit more static. They do have those moments of like really fluid animation, especially whenever there's like an action sequence or just a big moment like the kiss and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I thought I remember that being really well done too.
Zircon, thank you for the 500 bits. Whoa, is that Daniel the Demon Slayer? In all seriousness, have you considered reviewing the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie?
I don't know what I would say about it. I saw it. I liked it. I just don't think I could add anything that's that unique a point of view on it. And maybe I think you'd have to talk to a super fan. And I do like that show. I think it's very funny, but I wouldn't call myself like a super fan of it. So yeah, I think you would need someone that's probably got more of a passion to talk about it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Soul, a lot of people think Joe should have died in the end. I disagree because I don't think the movie is about expecting death, but learning to get more out of life and not obsess over one thing. What are your thoughts?
But you don't always get that. See, that's what I was liking about it, is that they're saying, you know what? You had this chance, but he did get a little bit of a second chance too, and he learned to appreciate it. So now that he got that special moment, he should live with the choices that, you know, not led up to that, but, you know, also had like a sacrifice for, like, you know, the other Soul character in there. I don't know. That felt a little too Disney-ish for me. Like, oh, we got to have the happy ending in there, which I kind of made, you know, the assumption like that already was kind of the happy ending, you know, was him, you know, going into the next world and stuff. But, you know, everybody's different.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC review, please?
It is a... Oh, let me double check, make sure I got the right year here. Yeah, it is a sequel to a 1953 film.
Okay. Interesting. Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Moana 2 teaser that came out this morning? The animation looked beautiful, but I'm not super interested in the movie.
That looked fine. I mean, I guess there is an advantage that they can travel to other places, and come across different creatures and stuff like that. So, the more I kind of thought about it, I'm like, yeah, there is possibility for a sequel here. I don't know why. I think like a lot of people, I was really closed off to the idea. And then one thing about all the other sequels they've been doing and making, I'm kind of like, why? Why am I so closed off to it? And maybe because a lot of those other sequels haven't been good, but that doesn't mean this will be bad. Again, I'm holding out hope that Inside Out 2 is good. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it looked good. I like the, if I'm right, I gotta look back at the original animation, but I think they grow up the character a little bit too. I like animated shows and movies that, it don't have to have a character stay the exact same age. They can actually have them get a little older.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hello, Doug, slinger of bad movies. Want to ask your thoughts on The Perks of Being a Wallflower movie. Personally, I think it's the best young adult movie of the 21st century. It's truly relatable to me.
Let me look it up again. Being a Wall. Is that the Elijah Wood? No, that's a different one.
I never saw the movie. I only read the book. Wow, that came out so much more pretentious than I meant it to. I'm sorry.
I was chosen today.
I don't think I've seen this movie. I've heard good things about it, but I don't think I've seen it before. I'll try to check it out because I've heard it's pretty good.
Purple Cartoonist, thank you for the $2 super chat. Anthony, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yo, Doug, imagine if after Kovu is banished, Kiara, in her anger, runs away to the Outlands to join Azira's pride.
I'll pass that on to Walter. Maybe he'll do a fanscription of it.
I was like, oh man, I don't know what this is about, so I am just trying my best.
I'm pretty sure it's Lion King.
Lion King.
I think. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I figured it out eventually. Retro Media, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, I saw your cameo on Smiling Friends. Will you make any more appearances of that show or not? And will you make a Nostalgia Critic video featuring the Oni Plays gang?
Shh. No, I'm not gonna make any more appearances. Well, okay, let me put it this way: nothing's been asked. No, nobody swore me a secrecy. I think that's the one. No, and I did find out there was. They actually did want more YouTubers in the show, but it's like some sort of like SAG thing that they couldn't get even more because I guess they said they wanted me in season 1. But there's some sort of SAG limitation. So yeah, if you're like, why don't they get more? Why don't they get more? First of all, it's pretty amazing they got as many as they do. But second, yeah, there is a reason why. But in terms of getting Oni in the group, that's why whenever people say, you ever gonna do anything? You ever gonna do anything? I'm like, kinda, because Smiling Friends kind of is. It's kind of that same group. But no, I love to do something with them. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do outside of Smiling Friends. Like if either an Oni video or a Nostalgia Critic video. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Jacob, thank you for the $5 super chat. With it almost being 5 years since it came out, how do you look back on another Cinema Snob movie and your performance as Bally Joe?
I liked it. It was fun to do. It was it's funny because I think about if I do it now, because again, with the brain fog, like memory's not the easiest, so remembering lines isn't always the easiest. And there were a lot of takes where it's like, okay, we got to do this all in one long take and stuff like that. I'm just like, ooh, that'd be really rough now. But at the time, it was, really, really fun, and the crew was great, and yeah, just an overall good attitude and everything. So yeah, no, I thought it turned out nice.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Today. How's Rachel doing? Any plans to bring her back for a guest role like the Nutcracker review?
There's no plans. I haven't talked to her in a bit. And she's a little bit more like Tamara's friend. That always sounds bad because I don't talk to her. I don't associate with it. It's like, no, but I mean, they are the ones that are like close friends and stuff like that. But last I heard, she's doing, good. Still doing a lot. I think like acting and directing, if I'm right. Last I heard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, from last I heard, she's still doing good.
Yeah. Dylan, thank you for the $20 super chat. Question for Doug. Which film makes you angrier? Blues Brothers 2000 or Cat in the Hat? As a Chicago man myself, I say Blues Brothers, but I would love to hear your thoughts.
Cat in the Hat. Blues Brothers, like I said, at least has the good music. The blues, at least it got that part Right, and that's a big part of that, the film's identities. Cat in the Hat couldn't even get the cat right. It doesn't even look like a cat. So yeah, no, and it's just so insulting. At least you can feel like Blues Brothers 2000, they're trying, they're just not very good at it. They don't have an understanding of what to do. Where Cat in the Hat was just so insulting to everything the source material was, and just, I think, moviegoers.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What I love about Amity and Owl House is that she started becoming a better person halfway through the first season. In most shows, the bully stays a bully for like 2 seasons. I just find that very refreshing.
I totally agree. Man, I wish more people would pick up on that, because you just have to, yeah, they feel like they have this type, they have this archetype, they have to stay that way, and that's going to be that character throughout the whole show, and sometimes it works fine. But yeah, I think especially when it's a bully or just a snobby, I don't, they're supposed to be good, but they're just the, upper, I'm going to ruin everything type character. I love that not only did they change that halfway through, but it made her so much more an interesting character because of that. And I think it shows that you can have, same thing with like live reveal stories. You can do this trope, just do something different with it, do something interesting, evolve it, have an arc, outside of what we've seen a million times. So yeah, no, I totally agree.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever watched Code Lyoko, a show that mixes 2D and 3D animation about a group of teens who battle against an evil virus in a digital world?
I've seen like pictures of it. I think I've seen it on, I don't know, like Cartoon Network or something like that back in the day. So if you were to show me a picture of it, I know what it looks like, but I don't know anything else about it.
Miss Yummy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Was there a movie review that you felt you were too harsh or mean with? Like, sure, the movie might be bad, but it didn't deserve all the hate that you gave it.
Well, back in the early days especially, I think I was playing into more of the comedy than the analytical side of it. Now I feel like I play more into the analytical than the comedy, but the comedy is still a very important part. I'd never want to really lose that. I'm sure there are. Well, that's what we used to have a video series called Real Thoughts, where we would literally, Rob and I would just sit down and say what we really thought of a movie outside of like the NC character. But now, people say, when's the next one? It's like, I don't know if we need it, because now we are just saying our real thoughts. We're just turning it up louder. That's the thing. So I'm sure there's a couple, and I'm sure we've talked about on the Real Thoughts videos. You can probably just look it up there. But yeah, top of my head, maybe The Adventures of Sonic, that really crazy cartoon show, because I think that's kind of like to that franchise what like the Batman 60s show is. It's kind of so crazy. It's a lot of fun.
Multi Sabata, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would love to hear from Rob his thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Batman, The Flash, Furiosa, etc. Please.
So we were talking about getting him in on another one of these. So, well, especially now that like we were saying when we went to YouTube, just like even raising it to $5, like it would just be so many questions that came in. We're like, dude, if Rob's here too, like we're never gonna finish this up. But yeah, they've finally been starting to die down a little bit. So yeah, we'll probably get him in pretty soon.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Avatar, how would you rank the 5 main characters? Aang, Zuko, Katara, Sokka, and Toph.
Probably Zuko first, then Toph, Aang, Katara, and then Sokka. I mean, but they're all good. I hate putting Sokka last because he's a good character too, but they're all good.
Elegant Elephant, thank you for the $5 super chat. Okay. Did AVGN voice the devil, and was that you as the Demon Slayer in Smiling Friends?
No, and I'm glad you brought that up, because when I talked to Zach and Mike, I said I saw the devils at the end of the script. I'm like, oh, that's cool, and I'll be in an episode with the character James is voicing, and they're like, yeah, he didn't voice the devil. Somebody made a video mistaking him for doing that voice, but that's not where he is. He's just in the video for a sec. He's like an upside down clip going, oh, like that. It's just really him. But everyone got the idea that he was playing the devil in that episode. So I'm glad I got a chance to clear that up, even though I'm sure lots of our people have already cleared that up before. But still, he is not the devil in that clip or in that episode. And what's the first part? I'm sorry. Or was that it?
That was you as the Demon Slayer in Smiling Friends. Yes.
Oh, yes, it was.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Shrek 2 is one of the greatest sequels ever. The I need a hero scene is peak cinema.
I tend to agree. I really like that movie. I think it's one of the great comedies, honestly.
Marilyn Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since it's Pride Month next month, I want to know, what are your favorite LGBTQIA relationships in cartoons? My favorites include Lumity, Bubbline, Harley Ivy, etc.
Man, gotta look them up. I guess I have Lucy and Amity in there. Whatchamacallit? Why am I blanking on name? For lack of better way of putting it without giving away too much, Garnet in Steven Universe. That's kind of all I can say about that. Those are pretty good. I'm looking at other characters here. I guess I'll go with that. I mean, actually, I do like in the Harley Quinn show, I do like Harley and Ivy quite a bit.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. They'll go. Yeah, three couples. That's good.
Joseph, thank you for the $5 super chat. In the realm of gaming, have you considered Tekken 8? Keep up the good work.
I grew up playing Tekken, and I was never good at it. I get why people like it. I get what's good about it, especially with the motion. It's a touch more realistic. You know, that when they kick someone, they have to kind of catch their breath again and stuff. But that drives me nuts. It's way too slow for me. But it is intense. Like the times I played, it does get really intense because of that. But yeah, I just can never quite get the motion of it. But maybe 8 is different. I don't know. I will look into it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What's the better movie, Shaun the Sheep or Flushed Away?
I remember Flushed Away more. They both are very good at being very surreal and very silly, but Flushed Away was just a little goofier with like that sewer city that they create. So I guess I'll say that, but they're both very good.
Zircon, thank you for the 500 bits. Dakota was very good in a cute movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon. Shia LaBeouf too. Yes, seriously, check it out if you can. Maybe even a future review.
Let me double check, make sure that's the one I saw, because I know there's one where it's pretty much about his life. No, that is not it. Good. I have not seen this movie. Then I will try to check it out.
Jacob, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you be down for doing a midnight screenings review with Brad Jones, Buddy, Jared Foils? If asked, would love to see you and Jared together.
Yeah, I guess we've never been in a video together. I've seen him plenty of times. But yeah, I guess I've never actually been in a video with him. Yeah, if you ever needed me for something. I know Brad really likes the like the format he's doing now, you know, where the reviews are like about a minute and stuff like that. But yeah, if you ever ask me for one, I'd totally be down for that.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Now that Madam Web is out, people can see why it was rejected as Glass Ceiling in 2014. By the way, write the chat rules down, then read off at start of live.
Well, that just explains all that. Yes.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What Peter Cullen character do you like more, Optimus or Eeyore?
Eeyore. I mean, Optimus Prime is the hero. He's the big icon of the 80s and stuff, but Eeyore is Eeyore. Come on. He's the original. You know, we still, whenever somebody's acting like just mopey for no reason, we always go, how's Eeyore over there? So yeah, we love that character.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Can't wait for the future video. Hi, I'm Doug Walker, and this is the Wired autocomplete interview. First question on Google. Did Doug Walker do his own singing in Kung Fu Panda 7, Too Fast, Too Panda?
Don't ruin the surprise. That really does sound like a title of like a DreamWorks movie. Too Fast, Too Panda. Sorry. That really got me. That's really funny. Sorry.
Taco Boy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, I've watched the latest episode of Smiling Friends, and when I saw your cameo, I lost my mind. Glad to see you in one of the best animated series in recent time.
I really enjoy it. And now I guess it's a conflict of interest because, you know, I did season 1, so I have to review season 2, and I'll just say everything was awful except for this one cameo. You know, I won't list what it is, but, you know, people can, when they see it, it will change their lives, so, you know, it'll be okay. No, yeah, no, it was really, really cool being part of that. Like I say, it sucked having to keep it quiet for so long, but yeah, it was really, really neat.
Frank, thank you for the $5 super chat. You were wondering what other movies Dakota Johnson was in. I thought she was good in Bad Times at the El Royale. Have you seen that one? Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't remember who she played. I saw that movie. I remember liking it. But see, that's the thing. She's in all these movies. She was in The Social Network somewhere. Like, they're all movies I've seen, but I don't remember her in them. So again, it's kind of a pro and con because it's like, well, okay, I don't remember her being bad in them, but she didn't stand out to me either. But at the same time, you could say that's a good thing too, because not all actors are supposed to stand out and say, look at me. They're just supposed to, make the movie a good movie. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't want to beat up too hard on her, because I know she's been in other stuff. And if she was as bad as she was like in 50 Shades and Madam Web, like I would remember those bad performances. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't necessarily jump to, oh, she's awful. It's like, nah, it's just 2 bad movies I've seen her in.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Die Hard with a Vengeance? It's my favorite in the series.
Yeah, it's the third one, right? Yeah, I like it. It definitely, I mean, I guess almost all of them were based on another script, right? And I think that was supposed to be like a Lethal Weapon script. I can't watch it without getting that vibe. Even when I first saw it, I'm like, this feels different. Like he has kind of like a sidekick now, and he's not in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's just running through the city and everything. So that stands out to me, but it's still Bruce Willis being awesome, Jeremy Irons being awesome, Samuel Jackson being awesome. So yeah, that equals awesome.
WC Psyched, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, 3.8K hour pirate legend player from the Sea of Thieves here. For an upcoming Disney-cember, will you cover our special Sea of Thieves x Pirates of the Caribbean crossover? We recommend playing this game on safer seas mode to avoid any competitive players.
Maybe I'll look into it for like a Disney-cember review or something like that. Yeah, maybe.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug and Heather, what's one video game adaptation that you'd really like to play from any show or movie, especially if it were made right?
Like a show or movie they make a game out of and be like a really good game, like that kind of thing?
Yeah. You know, I bet Arcane would be a great video. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's based on League of Legends. It was a joke.
Man. I don't, one that they made just a cute little game out of Gravity Falls. It was like a, little beat 'em up, sort of like the old Ninja Turtles fighting games and stuff like that. That's not a side scroller. I don't know what you call that, but I'll talk about like the old Konami arcade games and stuff. And, but they didn't have that much money in it. They even said we don't have much money. That's why we're repeating care. Like they make a joke out of it, but I'd love to see that like actually expanded on even more, like really give them the budget and make an old style game like that. I think that'd be really cool.
I think there's a really interesting idea to do some kind of Avatar: The Last Airbender game that could be really great.
I was gonna say, I know
living in that world.
They've made a couple,
but none of them have caught on.
Yeah, they're and again, it's not, when I say cheap, I don't mean like, oh, they're terribly made. It's like, no, you just tell not a ton of money was thrown at them. So
right, like a great open world game in that world.
If they do something like that, like what they do with the Zelda games recently, that'd be pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, I know one came out last year. It sucked though. So like, we deserve a good Avatar: The Last Airbender game is all I'm saying, okay? Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite Whose Line Is It Anyway scene? My faves include the infamous Richard Simmons one, the Meow Irish drinking song, and the Drunk Mom Hoedown.
I mean, Simmons has got to be number one. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing that live, and I love that has caught on so much on YouTube. Like, people have looked it up, and they're like, oh my God, was this really something they aired? I mean, it's so great. I like, there's one scene where Wayne Brady has to be like a drill sergeant. He's just running through all the lines from like Full Metal Jacket. It just says, 2 types of people come from Texas: deers and other forms of livestock. I thought that was pretty funny.
Ruben, thank you for the $5 super chat. To commemorate the Cannes Film Festival, here's a fun fact. Shrek 1 and 2 were both nominated for the Palme d'Or, prestige cinema at its finest.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Avatar, what did you think of Suki?
She's cool. yeah, I'm trying to think if there's too much else to talk about. Yeah, just a cool character, good, romance with Ahsoka there and stuff like that. I love the what's the Kyoshi? What's the name of the
Kyoshi Warriors?
Kyoshi Warriors? Yeah,
Mhm.
just the makeup, the design, the suits, and everything. I think are really really cool. So yeah, no, just good character.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Thoughts on Jaws sequels hating 4K?
Hating 4K?
Hating 4K.
Like they're not on 4K?
I guess. I'm assuming that's what that means.
I don't. I mean, I'm assuming the original has a 4K. I'll say this, man. I'd love to see how Jaws 3D looks in 4K because the effects are so bad. I would love to see it with just like the most advanced technology on
it was a typo. Hitting 4K.
Hitting 4K.
Hitting
all
4K.
Right. Well, okay. I gotta see Jaws 3D in 4K because, God, man, that sounds weird, 3D 4K. But yeah, I gotta see what those awful effects look like in the clearest resolution possible.
Genuinely. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Hermes from Futurama? I think almost everything he says is hilarious, and I love his seething hatred for Zoidberg.
Yeah, a lot of those characters early on didn't have much of an identity, like Zoidberg and Amy, and him and stuff like that. I like they developed more of a personality as the seasons kept going. And yeah, so if you were to ask me at the beginning, I'd be like, well, there's nothing to him. But as it kept going, he got pretty funny.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. The bits are not 50 bits. I was trying to save the bits. I had to ask as many questions as needed. Yeah, no, sorry for these Q&A streams. They are set at 500 bits just because we don't want to have to make every single person pay for questions. So then, if we get through it all, we have time. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That I did that really poorly. Chat is freaking out that you are blurry.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Chat is freaking out that you are blurry. But yeah,
no?
yeah, you're good. You're better now. You're better
Is it still good?
now. Yeah, better. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can Chaplin. I got movie.
Chaplin, please fix it, please.
All right.
Please, Chaplin. You're our only hope. You fix it every time, Chaplin.
Hold on. If I get him close, will that help? Is that the idea?
I don't even know. Chaplin always fixes it, though.
Chaplin.
Chaplin, please.
I'm fixing it. I'm
Thank
a repairman. Okay, is that better or no?
Yeah, you're still a little blurry, but it's better. It's better.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
JL, oh, I just read that one, sorry, of Men and Monkeys, thank you for the $10 super chat. After seeing the recent clamoring between comic book fans for a return to more visionary-focused trilogies, a la Raimi Spider-Man, when do you believe superhero cinema lost the plot?
I like I like the way you put that. I don't know, because I'm not quite ready to throw in the towel with them yet. I mean, I might put it this way: even if all the steam leaves and they're just not making them anymore and stuff like that, I'm never quite going to be like, oh, and that's it. I hate them now and stuff like that. We just got a few, too many, and I think just the problem, honestly, is what we're seeing with films right now in general, is that we have so much content, and you can make anything and you can put it out there. I mean, there's just content everywhere you go. So movies have to be a little bit more unique, and they have to really justify being seen on a big screen, which doesn't mean it has to be expensive. I'm saying it has to bring something new and exciting that we haven't seen before. People are like, how did Furiosa and Garfield bomb? Because it's like, Furiosa's good, but we've seen that world and we've seen that character, and it's a prequel. Garfield we've seen before, there's nothing new there and stuff. So I think that's the biggie. And like I said, I don't think you need too much, because I think something like just seeing Deadpool and Wolverine together, we haven't seen that, and that's exciting. So just playing with that, I think that's kind of the thing that not just comic book movies, but just movies in general have to really focus on. And it's tricky because they take a long time to make. So I'm not going to have to like, oh, just do this. No, there is no just in Hollywood, because they take a very long time to put together.
Oxmere, thank you for the $10 super chat. Congrats on your Smiling Friends cameo. I'm working on a short film about a cannibal doctor. Do you have any advice on writing? You always maintain a consistent output and you're very creative.
Oh, thank you. If you ever hit like writer's block or something like that, just get up, go for a walk, do something different, and move your body around just in some way or another. I mean, when you write, you're just in one spot, just moving your fingers pretty much. I mean, moving the body around is a very, very good way to, loosen the brain up, get the creativity going again. So, yeah.
Grant, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, hello. How was your experience on Smiling Friends and working with Zach and Michael?
Great. Well, that's the funny thing too. I think people probably get an idea like I'm there in front of the camera, and they're like giving me direction and stuff. But no, I had like one meeting with them, and they told me what they were looking for. I did keep saying like, "You sure you don't want me to do like a voice or a character?" It's like, no, it's just you. It's just you, kind of thing. And it was kind of like doing a normal YouTube cameo for someone when someone would say like, hey, I need you to say this line, for like my review or my video or something like that. And, I'll shoot like maybe a dozen different versions of them, sing the lines in different ways, and then just send it off to them, and then do it like in the script and then do a few improvs and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it was funny. It actually they really do know the YouTube landscape because they're just like, no, we know he can figure it out kind of thing. And he'll give a variety there.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 27-month subscription over on Twitch. Appreciate that. I just saw Stephen Ward, who played Mihawk in One Piece live action. The guy with the big sword got his autograph on a poster.
Nice. That might have been my favorite character in that show. Though I do like, it's Luffy, right? That's the name of the main character?
Yes, Luffy.
Yeah, I do like Luffy a lot too.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which movie did you think did the liar reveal the best? Claws, How to Train Your Dragon, or Madagascar 3?
I'll say, weirdly enough, Madagascar 3, because that's spanning over 3 movies. And when they have to tell this lie and it's to get home, and then when they get home and you see that reaction, it really meant something. Because if it was just in the first film where they did that, we'd be like, well, we've seen this a million times. But the fact that it's over 3 films, they're trying to get back, and they finally get there. What do they give up for it? And what does it mean to them now as things have changed? I think that meant more. It's because it had to be within 3 movies.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 24-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Sup, Doug and Heather. Hey, Doug, I've been thinking more about your idea for Wish involving Magnifico being a hero turned villain going through a redemption arc. I agree, but let's take it further with him being a personification of Walt, like make it semi-biographical with it ending and the creation of the vast Disney worlds. It could have worked.
Oh, like... Well, the vast... Oh, kind of like what I was saying before, where it creates these other worlds that are like
and
the story of Peter Pan.
They're saying
and stuff
have
like
it
that.
kind of be Walt Disney, and he creates other Disney worlds.
I mean, that would have been something. It would have been cool.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 500 bits. Hello there, Daniel the Demon Slayer, if that's even your real name. Hey, if you see Nostalgia Critic, can you ask him if he plans to review any more Mission Impossible movies?
No, I hate that a-hole. And probably not. I'm still missing 2. There's the Brad Bird one I haven't seen, the one after it. Actually, they might both be Brad Bird. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm missing like the 2 best ones that everybody says are fantastic.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Owl House, who do you like more, Amity or Ida?
Ida's pretty cool.
Thumperoo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever release your childhood home videos online, particularly the videos in your Simple Wish review?
So on one of the DVDs we have for sale, I do a review of them, and that's probably the closest you're gonna get. Yeah, and again, we do a thing where I think Black Willy Wonka like wipes my memory of so I'm not aware that I'm looking at myself. I think I call him Nostalgia Cricket, something like that. So yeah, that's our way around it. So I'm just as mean to them. I'm pretty much just picking on kids, but I'm like, I'm a Nostalgia Critic. I can do this. So yeah, we make fun of them there, but that's probably the furthest you're gonna see of them.
Chase, thank you for the $10 super chat. Congrats! By the way, the tongue twister was inspired by Debbie Dairyberry and Jimmy Neutron review.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did have a hard time saying. Now I get that joke. 'Cause I had a hard time saying that name. Okay, makes sense.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on Godzilla the animated series?
I never saw it, but I heard it's weirdly good. Like, a lot of people that grew up with it were like, yeah, it's actually a lot better than the movie. There's actually more going on. In some respects, it's more faithful to what Godzilla is. So, yeah, I've never seen it, but just knowing that is pretty funny.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on Alan Silvestri's score for Polar Express? I think it still holds and that the atmosphere really makes that movie for me.
I agree on the atmosphere. It's a little heavy on its theme. I don't know.
You mean you don't like kids being like, that's all I want when Christmas comes to town?
I'm not even talking about that, though. That is very aggravating. I'm talking about just the da 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 da. You can just
sleeping. Sorry, I
Is
know
that-
it is a staple in my family's house at Christmas to listen to all of Polar Express.
I was gonna say, is that Grodin that sings?
It is Josh Groban.
That's what it feels like. It feels like, well, this is going to be the big cry theme, and then we're going to have Josh Groban sing it at the end, so you'll cry again. But isn't that beautiful? And I like themes that are a touch more organic. Like, I love music that gets you really excited and just puts you in the emotion, but then sometimes you can feel the manipulation a little too much, and that's kind of my thought. But it's not a bad theme. It's just the way it's kind of used a lot of the time. But I can't say it's bad. I just feel the manipulation a little too much in it.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. Before Walt kicked Bill Pete off the Jungle Book, it was going to be a really dark and a lot like the book. Do you think if it went like that, you would have liked it? Look up some of the concept art.
I actually like the original fight. It's totally different, but it's good. The characters are like, oh, R.I.P. Richard Sherman. By the way, he passed away this week. Yeah, and now they're both passed. No, that's like the best. I mean, in my mind, like probably the best songwriters I can think of. Honestly, I mean, those songs will never leave my head. Both the music and the lyrics, but and that was a big part of that movie's success. I think is that the songs are very humble. I don't think it's their best, but it's very hummable. I think the characters are very, very memorable. Yeah, I think it's good. The live action was the one where I really didn't get into that, but I don't know what I would have thought if they. I probably would have liked it more if they did more like the original book. But I mean, the original's fine.
Curtis, thank you for the $5 super chat. Disappointed, Doug, for the baby shower scene. There was no, I'm not sure if I can say this on YouTube, our whistle joke.
Oh,
I don't know if YouTube will get mad about that. So
I was gonna say that's probably why. Actually, now I'm thinking like in the compilation videos, I'm like, do we have that in there when we do the commercial compilations? I'm not sure we do. Yeah, because I'm not sure how that works on YouTube. But yeah, I think you just answered your own question there.
Cogs World, thank you for the $3 super chat. We appreciate it. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Goodness gracious, sorry everyone. How would you rate these Disney show heroines? Rapunzel, Anne from Amphibia, Luce from Owl House, and Molly from The Ghost and Molly McGee.
I probably like Luce the most out of them. Then maybe Rapunzel. Then I guess Anne, then Molly. I mean, they're all fine, but like, yeah, it's just I have to put them in order, which I do. That's the order I put them in.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you ever see the Robot Chicken of Nick Jr. shows talk about dark humor for Blue's Clues?
No, but I'll say this. Whenever I see something satirizing Blue's Clues, I have not seen that much of that show. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't really have kids around to watch that show. So when they do parodies of it, I mean, I get a laugh. I'm not laughing really hard at it. I did see the one, it was Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock in Blue's Clues. That was pretty funny. Just seeing him, like all the kids going, yay, and him just saying, quiet. I thought that was really good.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Christopher Robin, what did you think of Brad Garrett as Eeyore?
Oh, I thought it was good. All the voices were fine. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, some are even better than fine. Jim Cummings was still fantastic as Winnie and Tigger and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he did good.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for the 500 bits. Evening, y'all. Doug, what is a movie you have a lot of thoughts about but wouldn't make a video on because people might not watch it?
There's one, I don't know. I'm always saying I'm going to do it as Nostalgia Critic, but I'll probably just do it as a Doug Rambles. I really want to do a video about what I always call the holy trinity of emotional storytelling, which would be Wizard of Oz, Snow White, and Where the Wild Things Are. Of course, there's a big gap between those other two. But I think when people really, especially with Snow White, when they read it very literal, I'm like, no, that's not what is so special about it. If you look at the same lens, you look at something like Wizard of Oz, where that story doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's what your emotions want to see through that film, and I think it makes sense to do it, with kids' films because that's how they kind of see the world. I think it's going to speak to them the strongest. So yeah, I'd love to do a video on that. I know nobody's going to watch it, so that's why I'm probably going to do it with like a Doug Rambles or something. But yeah, that's something I really want to talk about.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. I've been looking. Sorry, I think we've been looking at this wrong. Salah was not the good luck character charm from the Indiana Jones franchise. It was Marcus Brody. When will there be an NC for Dial of Destiny? Has Rob seen it?
Rob hasn't seen it. There will be one, definitely. I'll see if I can get it this year. But yeah, no, there's a lot to talk about. I might use that because I think even he made that joke. John Rhys Davies, like, the ones that people seem to like always seem to have me in it. So maybe I should be in the next one. But Spielberg didn't do that last one though, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's Spielberg and Sala.
The Movinator, thank you for the 500 bits. NC for Roadhouse 89 and the remake.
Like an old versus new kind of thing. So I saw Roadhouse years ago. I don't have the strongest memory of it. I guess I should see it again. But I remember liking it, but it's not something I'm super passionate about. And I also don't know how many people would click on the video either. I mean, people know what it is, but I don't think people are demanding that I talk about it. So probably not, but I might check it out again. I never saw the remake. I heard I'm not missing that much.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 500 bits. Other than Spider-Man 2, do you have any other video games planned for Disney-cember? I know there's still a bunch of Disney afternoon games you could cover quickly. Puppy dog eyes.
We talked about, I'm not saying we are, but was a Dreamlight Valley? Just trying one of those just for fun.
Yes.
Yeah, just like
I forgot about that.
Yeah, just for like a stream or two, something like that. Like I don't want to spend like weeks and weeks on it, but that, and then when it comes out, I really want to play Epic Mickey. A lot of people have been asking for that, to a point where when we were talking about what the next game should be, I was saying, yeah, I think we should do Epic Mickey, and Heather's like, it's not out yet.
The remake isn't.
yeah, the remake, because so many people have been asking me to play the remake. I just assumed it was already out. So yeah, I'll definitely get to that, and then we'll see if I want to do Dreamlight Valley for a stream or two.
This Land Media, thank you for the $10 super chat. Can you say, hello, I'm the Nostalgia Feezer. I remember it, so you don't have to. I want to send it to my friend Ted Feezer, a surprise.
Okay. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Feezer. I remember it, so you don't have to.
There you go. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Spider-Man games, which villain do you like more, Doc Ock or Venom?
In the games?
In the games.
Probably Doc Ock. Yeah, you just have more time to develop him, and the symbiote goes from, thing to thing. So when it finally gets to Harry, he's only got the last, not even third of the game, I think. So yeah, I think just because there's more time dedicated to him.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 500 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Great review of Madam Web. Also, R.I.P. Richard Sherman. Would you do a review next week in honor of his work along with his brother, any of their Disney works like Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, etc., or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
The review's already shot and done, sadly. I'm trying to think. There's a little bit of a connection, though. I won't go beyond that, but there's a tiny bit of a connection.
Okay. The Movinator, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi guys, I've been a fan for a long time. Question for both of you. What are your thoughts on the movie Old Boy? I saw it for the first time recently and really enjoyed it. Also curious which Park Chan-wook movie I should watch next. I haven't seen any others.
I
haven't seen Old Boy.
I've seen this. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I feel like I've heard of it. And I'm like, I feel like at least I've seen the poster. Okay, I do recognize the poster. But no, I don't know what it's about or anything. I think I've heard good things about it, but again, I know nothing about it.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Fave Tina and Amy SNL skit. My faves are the Bush sisters, Mom Jeans, and of course, the Palin and Hillary spoof.
The Palin one's pretty great. Amy Poehler is. I mean, everyone looks at Tina Fey there. She looks just like her and plays her great. But I think Amy Poehler really, her reaction there was so great. Anyone can be president. Anyone. If you just try hard enough. That's my favorite. Her just having that laugh and just going, no, mine. I love that. That's just getting me laughing right now.
Frank, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on the SNL Beavis and Butthead sketch? I couldn't stop laughing.
I thought it was funny. I don't think I got into it quite as much as everyone else did. It's gonna sound weird. There's a way that even people laughing on camera, just breaking character and stuff, it can make you laugh more than like others. I know it sounds really bizarre because it's just bloopers, whatever. But some just make you really laugh. And yeah, like it is funny, and her breaking character and stuff is pretty funny and stuff. But to me, I think the one where Pedro Pascal is doing the cutting the meat at the dinner table, and he just doesn't even try. At one point, he's just talking, he just goes, like he doesn't even try to hide it. That was so bizarre to me that just delighted the hell out of me. So it's very funny, but yeah, I was shocked it blew up as much as it did, but it is pretty funny.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super.
Oh, and real quick, I think they showed up. I think at like the Fall Guy premiere or something. They showed up in that makeup. That was even more funny.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Was next week's film released in 2002? It's Return to Neverland, isn't it? By the way, review or not, I just want to know your thoughts on Invaders from Mars from '86.
I don't think I've seen that one. I think I've seen Invaders from Mars. I don't think I've seen it. I don't even know if I've seen like a clip from it. The more I think about it, I think I'm thinking of the Flying Saucer movie, unless that's the same one. And in answer to your question, yeah. I'm not even gonna try and hide it. Just yeah.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Pirates Band of Misfits?
Yeah, that's the stop motion one, right?
I'm not sure actually.
Pirates Band of Misfits. Yes, I really like that movie. It's another one of those where it's very funny, and I always kind of forget about it. And then when someone brings it up, it's like, oh yeah, that's really funny. It has one of my favorite, you know, the trope where somebody dresses up like a different gender or something to get, usually a woman dresses up like a man to get somewhere. And in this one, there's just this pirate that's clearly a woman wearing a fake beard, has the big eyelashes and stuff like that, just never talks or anything. And it's like, what's the reveal going to be? What are they going to do? And they never do anything with it. She never talks. And I love that. I love it. Just keeps it open. Like, what is her story? What was she doing? And I just thought that was so funny and such a bold move to never, ever actually deliver on that joke. I thought that was so hilarious.
Skinny Pen, thank you for the $5 super chat. If you had the same budget as the AVGN movie, what kind of movie would you make?
I don't know, because there's always a couple movies like I wrote the script, I was gonna do and everything, and then somebody else makes them. And if somebody else makes it, I'm not interested in doing it. And sometimes they're better than what I had in mind. Sometimes I'm like, oh, my idea was better, but still the same idea. So I don't know. It'd have to be something that's just so bonkers and weird that nobody else could think of it. Even ideas I have now, I'm thinking, well, could you see somebody else doing that? Yeah, I could. But it's a good problem to have, because that means your ideas are being made. They're just not being made by you, and they're probably being made by even more talented people.
Strider for Life, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you thought about taking up fencing? I mean the sword style, not putting up fences.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does require a lot of like control, and like, it demands a lot of like, physical focus and stuff. But I don't know. I'm a very animated guy. I like to move the whole body around. I know fencing, I mean, it does require, like I said, a lot of strength, a lot of focus. But I mean, it's mainly the fist and the feet, the little motions and stuff like that. I mean, people think the big grand gesture, but it's not. It's the very subtle little gesture. There's a great art to it, but I think I got too much animated energy. I got to do something crazier.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you manage to see the Young Sheldon finale?
No, I haven't even seen the show. So, yeah, I don't know if that's something I'm gonna be able to get around to. I've heard it's pretty good, but it's like I haven't even seen the original series.
And all your moving around, you made yourself a little bit blurry again, Doug.
Not very. Chaplain, focus, kitty.
Chaplin.
I was
Focus.
frozen
Okay,
today.
there we go. All right, gonna get a focus. Gonna get a focus there, kitty. All right. Is that any better or no?
It is actually. Chaplin
Okay.
fixes it.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks,
Jeff.
Chaplain.
Mhm.
We appreciate you, buddy. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In The Muppets, what do you think of Pepe?
Pepe's the
The shrimp, the prawn. He's a prawn, isn't he?
I trying to remember. Like I remember liking the voice. I never got like a ton of personality out of him. I mean, I guess more than like sort of the generic little nice ones, like whatever the bunny or the one from the or the Zach Braff Muppet, whatever that was. Like he's all right. I don't know. He was never one of my favorites.
Cogs World, thank you for the $5 super chat. There's a streamer named Teddy Feezer who's trying to make a comeback. Can you tell him it'll be the best day ever when he comes back?
It will, whoever that is. It will.
Amanda, thank you for the $5 super chat. With Pride Month around the corner, would you consider NCs for either the 90s classic The Birdcage or Tu Wong Fu?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the Birdcage recently. Maybe because well, again, when people click on it, I don't know. Because I like doing a mix of like something I really want to talk about and something people legit want to see too. I'll say this: I want to see the original because I love the Birdcage, but people say, "Man, if you like that, see the original French version." Which I mean, to me, that film was so funny. Especially that last third was just so great. I'm kind of wondering how they could like top that idea in the French version, and I should check it out. So I'll do that. I'll try to check out the French version, then see if that inspires me to do the remake.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Something that bothered me in Shrek Forever After is that Shrek was upset that no one was afraid of him anymore, but in the first one he was upset that people judged him and were afraid of him. It feels like they changed his character a little so the story could happen.
I could see either. I think there's a lot of times where people are sick of one thing, but then when they, the careful what you wish for, message, where if you get it, what are you giving up, kind of thing. But there's not a ton of focus on that in that film, so you could be right. It could just be, just kind of a messy thing to, get the story going. But if they made that more the focus, I think that'd be interesting. If he actually legit really missed it and you try to understand why he missed it.
Devox, thank you for the 48-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hello, Doug and Heather. Hope everyone is well.
Back at you.
Amanda, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you ever review Marvel's Inhumans? I myself couldn't get past watching the 3rd episode. It's that bad, in my opinion.
I'm trying to. I know that title. I don't think
it was on
I've
ABC
seen...
for a little while.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I've seen it on Hulu a couple times. Maybe. It's another one where I'm just like, would anyone watch it? I don't think they would. So probably not, but I don't know. If it's one of those where it's so bad you gotta see it, like maybe I'll check it out. But as of now, I'm not, probably not.
Thank you for the hype train over on Twitch. Second one of the day. Appreciate you. JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. What did you think of Drake Bell's new music? I kind of relate. It's really good.
Is that the who's doing all the diss tracks and stuff like that? That's not Drake Bell.
No, that's not Drake Bell.
That's a different Drake I'm thinking of.
That's a different Drake.
Drake is the one from Drake and Josh. Yes.
Yes.
But so similar. Come on, they're practically the same person. I haven't heard. Honestly, I didn't know who this guy was until that documentary came out.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know he's a musician. So yeah, I didn't grow up with. I think I heard the title Drake and Josh, but I mean, like, I know nothing else outside of it. So yeah, I'm the wrong guy to ask. I'm so sorry.
Wild Katarn, thank you for the $5 super chat. Always need more Dark Tunes and first viewing vids. Any of those coming soon?
Yes, a first viewing is coming. Probably a day or two, actually.
All right, great. Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you seen Instant Family? It's a movie that is better than it had any right to be, and it's about a subject that's not too brought up in movies often, foster children.
I think my wife saw. Yeah, my wife saw. She thought it was all right. It didn't look like my thing, but maybe I should give it a shot.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the first Spider-Man game, what do you think of the scene where Peter talks to Otto for the first time? Or the last time, sorry, the last time.
I was
My
gonna say,
bad.
like, man, the first
I
time
misread
it's
that.
like-
That was my bad.
I'm like, it's fine. No, I thought it was very well done.
I was frozen
Without
today.
going into spoilers, I'm very impressed how they basically do the exact same scene twice in that ending. It's just with different people, and they're back to back. I mean, that scene is really bad writing, but I mean, the way they handle it, and because of the different connections the characters have to the main lead, they both really, really work. And they both, I think, can probably get you really teary-eyed too. And that's so bizarre. I can't think of any other time where I've seen that. They literally do the exact same scene twice, trying to get you to cry, and they work both times. I thought that was very, very well done. Very surprisingly well done.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ever thought about starting a Patreon account and streaming on there so people can ask questions rather than per dollar for monthly questions instead?
I mean, good.
No, we don't really, we're not thinking of starting a Patreon, but a lot of our YouTube membership tiers kind of act like that. And in fact, we do have a higher YouTube membership tier in which we do a small Q&A stream. I think it's the live streaming tier once a month on YouTube. We do a small live stream. We just
did last night. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's nice. It's more laid back, and we can just kind of chat and chill and stuff like that. Rob actually likes those.
Yeah.
Even more because he's like, because we're both ramblers, and I think he likes that he can ramble a little bit more on those.
Dog, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hope you don't mind me asking, but I've noticed you've filmed more of your NC reviews in your bedroom. Do you plan to film NC in your studio again?
Oh, well, funny story. Watch the Across the Spider-Verse review. We talk about it there. We're currently looking for another one.
The Movinator, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for Heather. What are 3 of your favorite movies? Doesn't need to be your top 3, but just 3 favorites. I love The Dark Knight. Adore Dark Knight. Probably my comfort movie is Mean Girls. I could watch Mean Girls anytime. I know it's not like the greatest movie ever, but dang, I adore Mean Girls.
Some people disagree. Some are like, no, it is the greatest movie ever.
Man, now I'm trying to think of a third. I feel like a third should be a musical because I'm such a musical person.
Or an anime.
Or an anime. Oh my gosh, that's a good point too, Doug. I love Your Name. That's a fantastic anime. One of my favorites.
Too.
Oh, great. Thanks, Doug.
It's a nice name.
The Movinator, or I just read that one, sorry. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which Hugh Grant performance do you like more? The pirate captain in Pirates Bands of Misfits or Phoenix Buchanan in Paddington 2?
I might say the pirate, actually. I thought he had a little bit more going on, which, I mean, Paddington's supposed to be a very simple villain, obviously, but yeah, I thought for what could have very easily been a very simple story, they did make him actually a little complex and interesting. It reminded me of a Lego Batman a little bit, like he has to kind of get past his own ego.
Ted, thank you for the $10 super chat. No message, just the super chat. Appreciate that. Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. NC for Poor Things, Cocaine Bear, Barbie, maybe Oppenheimer after/before that one, Cruella, and or the Belle anime.
We'll definitely do Barbie at some point. We'll probably get that this year. Poor Things, there's no way we're getting that on YouTube. No way we'd be able to do that. And I saw Belle. I liked it okay. A lot of people I know liked it okay, but the people that really like it changes their lives somehow, which I find really interesting. But again, I don't have a ton to say about it though, because I thought it was just all right. And yeah, Cocaine Bear I thought was just okay. Like it's fine. But complete fiction. The first 2 minutes is what happened. Everything else is made up. So anyone going in, you have to know that, because I think people are going in, it's a true story. It's a true story. No, it's all bunk, with the exception of the first 2 minutes.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, if you have Disney Plus and Hulu account, may I recommend that you watch the anime Fruits Basket? There are 2 adaptations like Full Metal Alchemist, but I might recommend to watch the 2019 remake closer to the manga. It's animated by TMS and absolutely gorgeous, and the dub is amazing.
Oh, I do like TMS a great deal. I've heard it's good, Fruit Basket. At some point, I'll try to check it out.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite bad/weird thing from Madam Web? I still can't get over the part where he describes the 3 girls from his dream accurate enough for facial recognition technology from 2003 to get perfect matches for all of them. Peak so the movie can happen moment.
I think just all that guy's dubs, they were so funny. Because it's so strange, because when you hear him like he's really talking on set, I mean, it sounds like he's got a nice voice, you know, and everything, but something about the way they did the dub, and he's like talking this close to the microphone, it just sounds so bonkers and so obvious.
I wasn't ready for that. I was taking a sip of water. I wasn't ready for the, I'm here right now. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Muppets Haunted Mansion, something that bothered me was that it started Pepe and Gonzo, and you can tell if it was made a few years earlier, it would have been Rizzo instead of Pepe. Man, I miss Rizzo.
I like Rizzo. I like Rizzo more than Pepe. Again, Pepe's not awful, but it's like him and Rizzo I thought had more chemistry.
Adam, thank you for the $10 super chat. I know you said you wouldn't do Indiana Jones month because of the you-know-what imagery, but have you considered reviewing Indy 1 and 3 via sketch to censor all the you-know-what imagery?
Well, first of all, with that one, I think you really do have to see a lot of what's going on or to see why it's amazing. Though, granted, a lot of people probably have. But to do the kind of review I want to do to really talk about, it's like I need to show the footage for that one. Yeah, and I just don't know a way around it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 500 bits. Also, what's going to be the next big TV program special? Will it be Adult Swim, Disney Channel, Nick Cartoon Network? If you do Adult Swim, please talk about Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Blood Plus, etc. Those are my favorite animes of all time.
We talked about doing Adult Swim. The one thing I'm concerned about is that it's still going. So it's like, where do we stop? I mean, because all of us, I think, have watched it and even grown up with it and stuff. But I'm just like, yeah, man, where do we put the kibosh on it? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the one where when I was thinking about what could we all really do and talk about, I'm like, I kind of dig that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Star Trek The Next Generation, what do you think of Geordi and Data's friendship?
Oh, I like it.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, and it's, you know, for a robot person that doesn't exist, it's weirdly believable.
Ashtray, thank you for the 500 bits. Good evening, y'all. I have a question for both. Was there ever a movie that had one of your most hated tropes, but it subverted expectations of it?
Yeah, again, for me, usually the live reveal trope I usually don't like. But again, it's only at that part where they reveal it and everyone gets mopey and dopey. I think How to Train Your Dragon probably surprised me the most with that, because everyone's kind of mopey and dopey, but it's still legit dramatic, and you really do feel the connection between him and the father and the dragon and everything. I guess the same thing with Claws as well. That really surprised me that they worked with that so well.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for
they asked you too, Heather.
Oh gosh, I don't know, Doug.
I'm sorry. I had to be that guy.
I don't even know. I'm trying.
People being know-it-alls, you hate that. Like right now.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since I know you love Jim Carrey, could we get an NC review of Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events?
I did. Oh, I kind of did. I did a
I was frozen
what's it called? Freak Show Cinema on it.
Oh, there we go.
Where I talk about there. So it's a little different. I don't quite review the whole thing in order, but I do talk about there. So go watch that.
Movinator, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, who's your favorite character in a Tarantino movie? Mine is a tie between Cliff Booth from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
I mean, those are both good. I really like Django. I thought that was so interesting of how much do you sort of betray who you are and your ethics and everything to do something else ethical, to save your love, to save your, you know, your wife and everything. You see him treat these other people. I mean, just like, I mean, just so horribly. It's so hard to watch too, to see him like, talk to, slaves this way and everything. But like you know why he's doing it. He's doing it to get to his wife and save his wife and everything. And you're just like, you're scratching your head like, boy, what would I do in this situation? I don't know what I would do, but it's so terrible to watch. And I think that just makes him so interesting because of that.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chats. If you didn't beat my challenge, the tongue twister challenge, here's what I would have told you. Go ahead and ask Black Nerd, hey, you want to help me get canceled next February? Lol.
There you go.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 500 bits. Also, have you two seen Makoto Shinkai's new movie, Suzume, yet? I really do love it. I thought it was better than Weathering with You. Your Name is still his best, but I think it's a close second.
How do you spell it?
Suzume, Suzume. I still have to watch it. Lucas and I, my husband and I, will eventually get to it.
It's fine. I actually I reference this guy's movie in the next review I do, actually.
Oh,
And
do
not
you?
this film specifically, but I don't know. It's cool because I saw the first thing of his I saw was a short called Voices from a Distant Star.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
idea was
Good
so
one.
fascinating to me. And it's just so cool to see that guy just keep growing and growing and making these movies that you could just tell it's him just by those backgrounds. I mean, like immediately it's him, and I just love that. I think that's so cool. I didn't know he had a new one here, so yeah, actually, I will try to check this out.
Movie Mike, thank you.
It's not that old. It's 2022, but
Yes.
still, I will try to check it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun
I was
fact, Josh
frozen today.
Keaton, who starred in Spectacular Spider-Man, also voiced Electro in the games.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Huh.
Ted, thank you for the $10 super chat. I live near the Wilkins Coffee Mansion. Been meaning to send a pic for probably 10 plus years. Also used to crash in an UMD dorm that preserves Jim Henson's graffiti.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's
All right.
really cool.
Whenever I hear that, I always think of that Fresh Prince episode where they kept this desk that had like, the founding, whatever, like people that end up owning the college, like carve their initials in there. And Will Smith does it. And he gets punished. They're going to kick him out of the school. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, I did it and I'm being kicked out of school. They did. They get their name on the wall. They get the, the name of the college and everything. I thought that's a good point.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which movie with Vince Vaughn do you like more, Wedding Crashers or Dodgeball?
Probably Dodgeball. It's weird. I remember Wedding Crashers a little bit more because I think I saw it more times on the big screen. There's always somebody else that wanted to go see it. But in terms of like what's a better movie, I remember laughing more at it and stuff. Probably Dodgeball.
JL, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yashahime was Adult Swim as well. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it aired on Adult Swim. Dog, thank you for the $2 super chat. Dark Lord, thank you for the 500 bits. Just had this interesting thought. I feel like if you were to do karaoke, you might do well with Stayed Gone from Has Been Hotel. Could be wrong. It just seems like you and Vox have a similar range.
I haven't sung in a really long time. I think my voice is changing too because I have, yes, Chaplin, love you too. Because I have like been screaming so much as the NC that I think a lot of my higher range stuff is a little tricky. So sometimes I can hit it, but other times like I'll just be driving and try to, hit a note in the car and just be like, nope, I can't hit that anymore.
I just went to karaoke with Tamra on Saturday and she did 2 Has Been Hotel songs.
Oh, that's funny.
Adam, thank you for the $10 super chat. Will you ever review the Ed, Ed, and Eddie movie? People say it's not just one of the best finale movies ever, but one of the best Cartoon Network movies ever. Even people who didn't like the show say the movie is good.
I'll try to check it out because I've only seen a little bit of the show, and I like it. It's fine, again, just a little past my time. But with people saying that, yeah, it does make me want to check it out. So I will do my best.
Matthew, thank you for the $2.79 super chat. Dragon's Toy, thank you for the 500 bits. So, Doug, how much money / Rice Krispie treats to get a recording of Dragula by Mickey Mouse? Because I still think about that. Twitch sings, how we miss you.
I was going to say, I forgot about it until you brought it up. I don't know. I mean, let's try it. I mean, the money you can keep, but the Rice Krispie treats, just keep those coming in.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Shawshank, what do you think of Red and Andy's friendship?
Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Come. Sorry.
He's like, you shouldn't talk about Shawshank.
Yeah. That is my movie. Good. Yeah, I mean, it goes about as well as you would hope a friendship in that movie would go. Yeah, no, it's very solid. I guess there's no notes.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat Zootopia review.
I did a review when it came out, just a little vlog review, and then I did a Disney December review of it. I feel like I got all my thoughts out with those two. I can't think of anything else new I would add with an NC, so probably not. But it is very good.
Dark Lord, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever consider watching Red versus Blue if you haven't tried already, since the series is completely over now? If so, would you consider reviewing it?
I guess it is over, isn't it? Rob actually introduced me to that, I think, when there's only like a couple seasons at first. And I really got into it. And I think I got to like, it's either 7 or 11. I can't remember. I mean, back when we used to actually buy like the DVDs of them, which now maybe we should more think about, but get the rest of them. But yeah, I should finish it up because at some point it didn't get bad or anything. I just lost, got too busy and didn't have time to watch more of it. But I remember really, really liking it, and yeah, I should finish it up.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Shawshank, what do you think of the Warden?
He never did much for me. I don't know. I don't like when Stephen King is like, and we're gonna make this really real, just a real life story, just life the way it is. And then there's a bad guy. It's like, no, it's not that easy if you're gonna tell this type of story. And that's why I felt like the Warden was. It's like, and now here's the bad guy. And it's like, well, did this guy commit this crime or did he not? You're gonna have to, sort of decide that on your own, because life is like that. No, he just didn't. Boom, there it is. There's the guy that did it there. And I hate those easy answers. That drives me nuts. That's one of the reasons everyone's like, why didn't you put that #1 on your Stephen King list? And I'm like, those are the reasons why I hate those. But everything else about it is so good. It kind of puts all that, to the side. But yeah, I always feel like Stephen King would just have a perfect story if you would just get rid of some of these very obvious tropes that aren't needed. Like, the stories are too good for that. I like something a little bit more like Gerald's Game or something like that, or even if there is a villain, it's more of a real villain, not like a movie villain, if that makes sense. That's kind of my thought.
Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $10 super chat. While I hated Food Fight, I did like the idea of grocery mascots coming to life after hours. Do you think that with a better script, story, and animation, it could have worked?
You'd have to have really good writers because, these commercial characters exist just to live in that world of the commercial, and then you don't need them anymore. And sometimes they can be so big they can, exist beyond that. Like the M&M characters, I think, are pretty well-defined characters. I think you could do a movie with them, but like, I don't know, Mr. Clean, can you do much with that? I mean, does he really, Sonny, the Cocoa Puffs bird, I mean, can you really do that much with the character? Like, I feel like you'd have to have some really good writers in order to work that out. But, that's not to say you can't do it, but it's not something that's screaming to be made, if that makes sense.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Possible Disney December idea, some of the early 2000s Disney afternoon cartoons, like i.e. Pepper Ann, Weekenders, Fillmore.
Some of those I'm going to try and look at. Because there are some, I know Recess, a lot of people say is really good. Proud Family is supposed to be good. Like, there's a couple shows I know are just like iconic, and it's like, I wouldn't mind checking out. Like, I've seen their little movies that have been made up, but not the actual shows themselves. So I might take a look at some of them. Yeah, Pepper Ann I should probably throw on there too.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who is a character you absolutely hate, and if you could punish that character in any way you want, how?
Man, I'm trying to think. I feel like I've seen so many awful characters, and now again, it's like there's so many. Now I'm just blanking. My brain's just drawing a blank. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say the Cat in the Hat from the Michael Myers one. Not even that's the worst character, but it's just the worst representation of a timeless icon. I guess I go with that, and yeah, I would just shove a quote unquote dirty hoe up its tail.
Fantastic. Wow. And holy cow, we have caught up to bits and
Okay.
super chats. So we got some time for highlighted and
Nice,
chat
okay.
questions. Let's
do
go. Elite Gamer over on Twitch says, "Hello, Heather and Doug. Hope you're both well. Oh, hi, King Chaplin. So, Doug, what anime movie would you review if there was no copyright threat? Oh, and bad credit card."
Ah! Let me see. Trying to think. Maybe Spirited Away? I really like that film a lot. I feel like I could bring up a lot of cool stuff about it.
Okay. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. While I agree Shawshank didn't need a villain, what I like about Warden Norton is that the scary thing about him is that people like him really exist.
I know what you're talking about. And they're trying to, do that in the film, to its credit. I feel like it still comes across as a movie villain. I think if they didn't tie it into the thing with him finding the real killer, kind of thing, the real person who did it, if they didn't do that, maybe I would get into the character more, because I like the idea. It's like, hey, the prison's, kind of thriving here. It's because of this guy. Let's keep this guy. I get that. That's real. But when they just happen to find the real killer and they're like, oh, we got to do something about it. No, I don't think we do. Bang! Oh, he's dead. And he just stands there with no reaction and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, and yes, I know that happens in real life too. It just happens so much more in movies. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the attempt, but I still don't feel like it worked.
Belinda on YouTube asks, "Hey Doug, great to see you're doing well. I've always wondered what your favorite Lynch films are."
I do like I'm blanking out, not Elephant Man, Eraserhead. Quite a bit. The Straight Story, I mean, really kind of changed the way I look at movies, honestly. I mean, that is, if I'm ever seeing a film and I want to walk out of it or something, I mean, that is the film that makes me say, well, remember Straight Story, though. I mean, that did change the whole thing at the end. I do like Mulholland Drive quite a bit.
Cartoon Dictator on Twitch asks, favorite character from both Futurama and Archer?
Futurama. Trying to think, what character do I look forward to the most when they're going to be like the center of it? Probably toss it between Bender and Zoidberg. They're pretty funny. And then in Archer, I'm actually picking up Archer again. I'm watching the last season, and I think just Archer himself, he's just always so great.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever do top 11 best and worst for Korra like you did with Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I'd have to go back and watch them all again, and I just don't have time to. Yeah, so probably not.
Matthew, thank you for the $2.79 super chat. You should do an NC review for Dinosaur 2000.
I did a Disney-cember on it. I feel like that was enough. I didn't have like a ton to say about it. Yeah, I kind of got it all out there.
Nintenga over on Twitch says, "We all know about So Bad It's Good. You've talked about So Good It's Bad. Now time for the ultimate head exploder. Does there exist a movie for you that's so bad it's good that becomes so good it's bad?"
Hold on. It's so bad.
It's so bad it's good that it
good
becomes so good that it's bad.
Maybe something like, I don't want to point these people out because this is what they do, and they do it well. Like the Asylum movies where they're purposefully making like B movies and kind of bad movies and stuff like that.
Yes, I know what you mean.
But there is a way to do that where they're still entertaining, and they usually do. I'm not even saying it's really them. I'm just talking about this type of movie where Brad reviews a lot of them. I think sort of like the Blood and Honey people, where it's like, oh, that looks like it's gonna be so bad it's good, but then it's just so not impressive. Like, it's such an awful film that doesn't even like get you interested, that it goes back to being bad again, kind of thing. But it's gonna be bad. Yeah, but it's like so bad, and the idea is so funny, but it doesn't know how to utilize it. But isn't that the idea? Well, not really. So yeah, I kind of point to those people. When I said Asylum, they usually do it right. This company, whose name I'm blanking on, I don't know who they are, but they do stuff like the Humpty Dumpty Killer movie or the Killer Christmas Tree movie and Blood and Honey.
Dog, thank you for the $2 super chat. Would you consider starting an OnlyFans? Thanks.
Here, let me just get my feet up here. There
Yep,
we go.
there you go, Doug.
There you go. There's going to be a day where that's going to be like the next thing on YouTube that's going to be like outlawed.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. I saw something and now I lost it.
Oh, no.
Sorry. That's all right. Power Gamer on Twitch says, POV, you find Chaplin watching Schindler's List. Sorry, my brain had a moment there. Schindler's List. I'm sad.
Well, they're both black and white. That'd be his draw to it. not the incredible storytelling. It's just like, I am also black and white. I will watch this. Oh, wow. I am scared of the world now, but also uplifted by the ending. I'm Chaplin.
Cogs World, thank you for the $3 super chat. Are you Nostalgia Feezer on X? No.
No, I'm not on X.
No, Doug's not on X. It brought me it took me a second because I was like, oh gosh, someone actually unironically referring to Twitter as X.
I've never heard to it actually just called X. It's like calling Sears Tower Willis Tower. Like, yeah, we know that's what it's called, but nobody actually calls it that.
True. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you remember the Archer episode where they all got stuck in an elevator?
Yeah, those are usually some of the funniest ones because all you have to work off of is character. Then that's why it was such a shame that Devil was so bad because it's like, oh man, what a great idea. But again, it was so bad it was good. It was pretty funny.
Frankfurt the Orange over on YouTube asks, maybe a review with Chaplin as a supporting role, like say, oh, I don't know, Oliver and Company?
I mean, I've done a few like that. I think we did, was it That Darn Cat? And what's another one? Lion King, we did with that. I want to say there's one. Oh, the Garfield Christmas. Yeah, so we've done it a couple times.
That Disney nerd over on Twitch says, I can finally say I've seen the theatrical version of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. In Fellowship, there's only one thing that bothered me, the scene where the Nazgul are chasing Frodo because they find him and he escapes like 3 times. Then they stab him and it plays like he's gonna die. The entire time I was like, can we move on from this and get back to the interesting stuff, please?
I can see that. In the book and a little bit in the Bakshi film, they made them so creepy and the way they could kind of shift into the shadows and stuff like that, and I like them in the Jackson film, but I mean, they literally have their own choir music. It's kind of hard for them to, like slip into the shadows and stuff and be quiet and eerie when this choir music is so loud. So I can see that.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Least favorite liar reveal. Yeah, least favorite liar reveal.
I'm not saying these are the worst, but they're the ones where I'm just like, yeah, this hurt what would have otherwise been, like a pretty great movie. Shrek, I think it really hurt that. And then Chicken Run. They're both DreamWorks anime movies, weirdly, and that helped get DreamWorks going. But yeah, I just thought, man, when it hit those moments, it just took what was, like, man, there's a lot of things to appreciate here that just, okay, now we're just every other movie you've ever seen, but we're acting like we're brand new. You've never felt this before.
The Movinator, thank you for the 500 bits. NC for The Incredibles. My favorite movie of all time, by the way. It turns 20 this year. That's crazy to me.
That's just not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do that.
Sorry, I just laughed. Someone on YouTube, Sean, asked, Doug, why does Brad sound the way he does?
My favorite...
Why is Brad?
My favorite comparison I heard when I did a convention in Austria. Someone had the very thick accent, I brought up Brad Jones and she just said, oh, his voice is chocolate. I love that comparison. Like she just loved his voice. Because it's just a sexy voice.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you watched Hats Off Entertainment's video on the bad Leslie Nielsen parody movies?
Yes. It's so funny because I had to watch Spy Hard again last December, and I remember that was the first you can make a bad one of these. I didn't know that. And then I think we found the other one, the Repossessed movie, and that was another one like, oh, so Leslie Nielsen isn't like a good luck charm. Okay, and then I never saw that last one he did, the 2001 one, but it looked like it was the worst. And they're interesting to talk about because I think Siskel and Ebert reviewed like hot shots and Naked Gun and kind of said, yeah, you either laugh at or you don't. There's not really a way to review it. And I'm just like, I disagree. I think you sort of see those films and you can see why one is done well and why one isn't. I know what they're talking about. There's not like a ton of like character arc or emotional storytelling with it, but there is a right way to do it. And I think, again, by studying how people do it wrong, sometimes that can point to how other people do it well.
Dave, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, hope you're doing well. I'm a writer for the indie animated series Lackadaisy and a friend of Malcolm's. Recently, since he voices Nico on the show, just wanted to say keep up the great work. Well, hey, welcome, Dave.
Yeah, back at you. I really liked the first episode of Lackadaisy, and yeah, you keep up the good work.
Mark, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, have you brought my brother and I, or you have brought my brother and I so much joy throughout the years. Thank you so much. Quick question. Do you have a least favorite Batman the Animated Series episode?
I don't know why this one always stands out to me. I think it's just called Critters, where it's like the crazy farmer, and I don't know, just like, and it's fine because I lived on a farm for about 3 years. I have nothing against farms, but there's always something about when you're going to work it into a Saturday morning cartoon, for some reason my brain just turns off. I don't think it's an interesting place to do like an interesting story, you know, kind of thing. Like maybe a movie like Babe or something like that. But if you're going to be like, this episode takes place on a farm, like, no, don't do that. And I just remember it being so boring. It didn't match the style very well. I thought the creatures were kind of boring looking. Yeah, I don't know. It's always the one where I just remember watching it, just saying like, I don't like that. I don't like anything about this.
Frank, thank you for the $20 super chat. I'm fixing to move to another state, and y'all are a big source of enjoyment in this new chapter of life. What's the weirdest movie both of you have ever seen? For me, it's one I saw called I Saw the TV Glow. There it is.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I've heard mixed things about it, which I usually kind of like. I like when I hear mixed things about a movie. I hope the movie goes well. But man, the weirdest movie, man. I'm not saying this movie's good, but just for, I remember when we saw it, we were just scratching our heads like, where is this movie gonna go? We never heard of it or anything. When we saw it, we were just kind of like jaws to the floor. What is this? I'm sure you've heard it before. It's called Nothing But Trouble. With Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and stuff like that. And it's one of those where if you go in knowing nothing, and it's not good, but if you go in knowing nothing about it, that's kind of the best way to watch it, because you just cannot predict where this film is going.
There's a movie called Sorry to Bother You that I saw that really...
I love that
oh
movie.
My gosh.
Oh my god.
But it's weird. It's weird in the best way, but holy cow.
And that's another one where it already has like a surreal, interesting style to start off, and then halfway through it just goes a completely different direction. It's like, what?
What is happening, but in the best way?
I agree.
Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your favorite bad edit for TV movie line? Mine is, I've had it with all these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Mr. Falcon is pretty funny in Die Hard, but the one I always liked that we always laugh really hard at was what was it? It was some sort of Michael J. Fox movie. I think it was called The Hard Way or something like that, and they couldn't even say. Okay, I think I can say it on YouTube, but just in case, hey, SOB, you know, it's just SOB. Y'all know what that is. And they replaced it with slug in a ditch. And I loved it. They kept saying over and over, just slug in a ditch. I'm like, what does that even mean? So it's a slug in a ditch. So what? Are they the slug? I don't know what that means. Why in a ditch? Why is it less of a slug if it's in a ditch? Why is it a worse slug if it's in a ditch? I don't know.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Which is worse, Batman and Robin or Madam Web?
Man, what's worse?
Yeah, which is worse?
Yeah,
come on, Doug.
No, it's rough because they're both okay. For my money, Batman and Robin, because it gets boring. It is more visually interesting. It's taking more bonkers steps, you know, and it definitely has more of an identity and everything. But just in terms of entertainment, Madam Web makes me laugh more. Where Batman and Robin, like I said, for about like 5 minutes at a time is hilarious, but anything beyond that, it is just so boring. Where to me, Madam Web is just more the kind of bad that just really, really makes me giggle throughout the whole thing.
Frank, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think of Last Night in Soho?
I still haven't seen it. It's another one. It's always on my queue. I haven't checked it out yet. And I've seen all that guy's other movies, but I haven't checked out that one. I think because I heard mixed things about it. But again, sometimes I find those films even more interesting. So I really should check it out.
InternatTube, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, given that you've seen Adventure Time and Steven Universe, has your opinion on humor comes from misery changed when random humor is a thing?
No, I think random humor is, it's not intense misery. It's not putting you in a bad mood, but it's playing with your expectations. I think it's taking something that you're not expecting and surprising you with it. It catches you off guard, and that gets a laughing reaction out of you. I think I pointed to, I talked about a little bit, one of the Adventure Time episodes, there's like this guy in a cloak, and he's a mysterious guy, and I think he asked for something like, I don't know, a hot dog or something from like Finn. He's like, oh, okay, and he's like, I should let you know, I'm not just a weary traveler. I'm really and he just throws off the cloak and goes, Magic Man! And it was just a completely out of nowhere moment. And it just killed me. It made me laugh so hard. And it's funny because you think it's going to be, like something really, mysterious and bad or whatever, or dangerous. And instead, he just surprises you with something completely out of nowhere. So I think it's playing with your expectations. It's getting up, one idea of what you're going to see and then just throwing something different at you. And we usually don't like that. When somebody goes, why can going surprise kill a person if they have a bad heart? You know what I mean? It's that kind of mentality. That's not to say there's a ton of misery in there, but it's still coming from the same idea, in my opinion.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen The Bear 1989 or Two Brothers, since you referenced the trailer in the Dragonheart NC?
No, I really wanted to see The Bear when I was a kid, too. And for some reason, my mom wouldn't let me see it. Now I have no interest whatsoever. And Two Brothers just didn't look like my thing. I'm sure it's fine, but it just doesn't look that interesting to me.
Docta, thank you for the $2 super chat. Have you seen any Ealing comedies?
Any what?
Ealing? E-A-L-I-N-G?
E-A-L-I-N-G?
Yeah.
Ealing
Comedies?
comedy.
I don't know.
Here it is. Ealing Comedy is an informal name for a series of comedy films produced by the London-based Ealing Studios during a 10-year period, 1947 1957. I did not know this. Okay. Oh, yeah, all right. I've seen The Lady Killers. Let's see. Run for Your Money. Meet Mr. Lucifer. Whodunit. I don't think I've seen any of these other ones, but I remember The Lady Killers being good. I never even knew this existed, though. I will try to look them up.
The Gay Burritos, thank you for the 500 bits. Ever going to review the Tremors franchise?
Yeah, I definitely want to do the first one, at least, because I feel like I didn't for a while because everybody's talked about them, but I'm like, no, I can throw some funny jokes at and, talk about why I do like that film. I mean, I don't know if I can say it's good, but it's a lot of fun.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Some character development I love in Arthur Christmas is during the board game, Steve bitterly said, fine, I'll be the candle. Then at the end, he said, I'll be the candle sincerely. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I love that. Like I said, it's another one of those films where there's so many little touches that you miss the first, second, third, fourth. I mean, like, there's just so many times you can watch that film and still see something. My favorite that I found out, I think maybe like the fourth or fifth time, is when Arthur's talking about the kid that was, didn't get the present. And she says she's going to think she's the only kid. In fact, she is going to be the only kid who didn't get a present from Santa and deserved it. She's going to feel so left out. And the way he said left out, he's talking about him and his family when he says that. It's such a fast little moment. But with the animation, the performance, I'm like, he's talking about his family there.
Corinth, thank you for the $2 super chat. Disney and Pixar's Up came out 15 years ago today. Well, dang. Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever do another top 11 F-up videos? I read the comments on the old videos, and a lot of people really miss McNitpick.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could do the voice. Again, I didn't like playing that character. Like, he was, I don't know, he was fun just to, just do that kind of voice. But, like, it does hurt my vocal cords, and then just that wig and the hair being in front of the glasses, I'm just like, ugh, I just still remember the feeling of it, and I didn't like it. Also, it's just way too late. Like, it did go way past top 11. So yeah, I think just that time has passed.
Author over on Twitch says, "Hey Doug, if you've seen the new Lackadaisy mini episode Ingenue, what are your thoughts on little Ivy Pepper when compared to other characters in kid characters in animated media?"
I haven't seen it yet. Actually, you reminded me to check that out. Mini episode, so I'll have that so I don't forget about it. I will check it out.
Carl on YouTube asks, "Will you do an NC on Deadpool?"
I did the second one, which was kind of fun. We did clipless of that. I was sort of playing around with other characters that break like the fourth wall and everything. The first one, well, that's another one too. It's like, man, could you get away with it? How many times they drop the F-bomb and they have all the gore and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna do like a Untitled review show for the new one that comes out, but yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see how I had to, how I get around a lot of the YouTube censorship if I was going to do it.
The Replication on Twitch asks, "So something I've been wondering for a while now. Are you planning to play Kingdom Hearts 358 over 8 days and or Kingdom Hearts Recoded? And if so, will Heather help you set up an emulator?"
Probably not, because we did the first 3 games, and then we did I always forget the other one we did.
My brain just went dead now too.
Yeah.
Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep. And they're good. I like them, but playing these other games too, like the Arkham games and God of War and stuff like that, and Final Fantasy, I do kind of want to play more of those games too. So I think for Kingdom Hearts, I'm just waiting for the 4th one. When that comes out, we'll do that. And when I'm 80, when that happens, I think it'll really be something.
Austin on YouTube asks, "What's your favorite TV show?"
It goes back and forth between Avatar: The Last Airbender and Daria. I found that interesting because I think when I was talking about the live action version of the show, I said, I guess I have an interest with young people discovering how the world works in their own unique way. And I think that's what I like about both. I mean, completely different ways. And I think something about animation as well really plays into just there's a different kind of pacing and timing and a visual language, I think, to animation. And again, totally different animation of both of those. But they both really speak to me whenever I watch. I mean, Daria to me is still like that. If anyone's ever like, what was high school like in the 90s? Like, that was it. And I like, too, that a lot of people go to that show, and even now they still see those people in their life. They still see those people in school. Like, some of them, just the details change. So I think that's trickier to do than I think people give credit for.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Please include Yashahime in your Adult Swim review when you do that.
If anyone has seen it, we will.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Arthur Christmas, what do you think of the subplot of Arthur, Grand Santa, and Bryony being chased by the government?
Oh, it's fine. It just adds another little it just adds to the comedy of things getting worse and worse. There's supposed to be a secret, yet I mean, I guess every kid knows about it, but not every adult thinks it's all made up and everything. So I think them trying to hunt them down or like blow them up and stuff like that, or see, are they a threat, are they not? That just adds to the comedy.
Ramirez over on Twitch asks, "First Patrick, now smiling friends? What's next? A back credit card reference?"
It's weird. It's weird.
It is. Nintendo over on Twitch says, "What oddball combination of IP and director would you personally like to see most? My choice is Christopher Nolan doing a PG-rated live-action Dinosaur King film. Think Pokemon for dinosaurs, but only if Michael Keaton is Spectre. Feel free to Google Dinosaur King Spectre if you want visual context."
Okay. Man, I'm trying to think. I feel like Lord and Miller on just about anything I'd be interested in. Just about everything they've touched has been incredibly interesting and kind of groundbreaking in a unique way whenever they do. Yeah, even something like the 21 Jump Street movies. I mean, it's like you could be, oh yeah, a lot of movies do stuff like that. Yeah, but I didn't really see them do it that often or really in that way before. Now I feel like people do these kind of parodies of shows much more, kind of like the Brady Bunch movie. But again, they did like a new spin on it with the 21 Jump Street movies. So yeah, I don't know. Whenever they touch something, it's always very, very interesting. Just how unique it is.
Adam, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever review James and the Giant Peach, since you couldn't really go all out in the first review because of the you-know-what video?
Did I thought I did? I don't know. I remember being pretty mean to Randy Newman in that video. I don't know. People seem to like that review pretty well. So I think I got out what I wanted to say about it.
Dog, thank you for the $2 super chat. How come Heather won't say my full name out loud? Well, I don't say everyone's full name out loud, first of all. And second of all, because it's kind of a lazy troll anyway. Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $5 super chat. I just read that when the writer of North met Roger Ebert in real life, he told him, by the way, I hate your sweater.
That's pretty funny. You know, if the writing was like that in the movie, maybe it would have been good.
Math God over on Twitch says, were you able to check out Hundreds of Beavers yet?
Not yet. I have it on, was it on Amazon? I think it's there. And I had a chance to see it at Music Box in Chicago, and I didn't. I'm kind of kicking myself for it because everybody was saying it just brought down the house, and it was so funny. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I should have seen it there. It sounds like a pretty fun big screen movie because it's just so weird and people don't know what to expect from it.
Mm-hmm. Pokey fan Kathleen over on Twitch says, hey, Channel Awesome, on June 11th, I'll be doing the orientation for being a doggy caretaker, and I'm super excited about it. Awesome.
Cool.
Best of luck.
Hope it goes well.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Top 11 dumbest Star Wars moments.
Man, there's so many. It's more like where do I go? Do I go to the prequels or do I go to the new trilogy? And even the new trilogy, I feel like just most of it would be the last movie. Might be a thought there. I don't know. I'll write it down. Maybe there's something there.
Okay. All right. Well, and that brings us to 8 o'clock, actually. There we go.
Nice. Nice.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much, as usual, for joining us here tonight. We super appreciate it. We do have more content over on Twitch, so if you are here from YouTube, go follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/channelawesome. We have more content there, including a lot more video game content, and we can promise that Doug has grown since his last YouTube video content.
Yes, playing video games.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes. People on Twitch, we are going to send you over to Tamara. Sorry, I'm trying to get it typed up right now. Amazing. We're going to go raid Tamara. Invalid username. Can I not spell my friend's name correctly? Apparently.
Oh no.
I can't.
Oh no. Do we got it? No. Do we got it?
I don't, Doug. I don't have it.
Oh, no.
Why do you let me do things? I'm just kidding.
There it is.
Oh, Adam, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
Thank you.
Did you miss the days when you could say whatever you wanted on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Who wouldn't? Anyway, like I was saying, we appreciate it. Y'all are amazing. We will be back to do this next week on both Twitch and YouTube. But if you want more content in the meantime, come join us on Twitch. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.